Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the HIGH-5 podcast, HIGH-5 at the Dark. I'm your host, Malcolm from Malcolm&Mary, and today we're going to be diving into some lovely products on the shelves of HIGH-5. I'm joined by my coworkers and colleagues. Thank y'all for coming out and partying with us as always, and we're going to jump straight in. Mr. Billy, what are we trying tonight on the podcast?
Yo, I have the horchata and grape gasoline. It's called Gaschata. It's from Budco.
Nice.
And it smells really nice. Definitely like pretty fruity and like creamy.
Okay.
It smells good.
What's the number one fruit you think of?
I almost feel like guava, kind of. Not really like grape.
Okay.
Maybe like a little bit of grape.
Okay. Okay, nice. And when you pop those nugs out, what are they looking like? Is this like a big gram? Does it look like a small gram? They were a little dense.
It's a hearty gram for sure.
Okay, yes.
Big
hearty.
bud and like a little bud, and they feel nice too. Pretty
Nice.
dense, but like sticky.
Yeah. Dense, but definitely still like a bud. Those actually, everything from Budco, this batch looks really, really good, actually.
Definitely.
So definitely get out there and go ahead and take a look at that, y'all. This is in the top shelf from Budco this time around. So you know it's a little bit up in price, but hopefully the effects and the experience definitely lives up to the billing. How are you going to be enjoying this, Mr. Billa?
Well, I got my bomb.
Nice. Ooh, nice. Okay, hell yeah. Smoking out of the glass, beautiful. Typically during your occasions, how much would you say you smoke out of a bong at one session?
How much do I smoke in one session?
Yeah, out of a bong. Are you a one bowler? Are you a two bowler?
I guess it kind of depends, but I feel like usually maybe like one and a half, two.
Nice. Okay. Okay, very fair. Okay, love that. And then, is this something you have tried from Budco before?
No, I think it's a new one.
Yes. This, I also believe, is a new one to the shelf entirely. So I'm very excited. Do you know what they have this labeled as?
It says energize. Maybe more sativa?
Okay. Okay. I can't remember what we have it as on the shelf. If it's a hybrid or a sativa dominant hybrid, I can't remember. What's the name of that one again?
What'd you say?
What's the name of it again?
Gaschata.
Gaschata. Okay, it's definitely a hybrid. That one is not a sativa, it's a hybrid. Or we have it labeled as a hybrid. So we'll definitely see what those terpene profiles are coming out as. And what the desired effects are. Thank you, Billa. And then before you start, what state would you say you're in right now, both physically and mentally?
I would say very relaxed. I drink some tea, I smoked some earlier, and I'm like watching stuff, just chilling.
Nice. What kind of tea?
A hot toddy, actually.
Okay. Nice. Okay, absolutely. Love that. It's perfect weather for a hot toddy as well outside. Definitely enjoy a warm cocktail if y'all can out there, responsibly. Thank you, Billy. And then Mr. JG, what are we trying tonight on the podcast?
We got a little bit of Burnwell.
Nice.
True Pebbles.
Nice.
From Burnwell. It's a hybrid. From what I can tell, I think it's a sativa dominant hybrid. I was trying to do some research on this particular strain.
Okay.
It's hard to find. Burnwell just came off with it, I believe, because it's not even on their website yet.
Okay.
So, True Pebbles, but smell right off the bat. Fresh cut grass.
Okay.
Lemon peel. Yeah, like that pithy kind of like
little ammonia maybe, or diesel, or
no, I'm not really getting any major diesel off it. Here, let's pull it out of here and get one of these a crunch. But I don't know. So they're all tiny little nugs.
Okay.
The 1 grammer here.
Okay.
I mean,
Now, are you the type of smoker? Would you be upset if you got a bunch of tiny nugs?
no, I'm not. I'm not mad at it. It's less stem for me. Like
There
I
you
don't
go.
care.
There you
I
go.
prefer
Yes.
I prefer bong buddies, you know, stuff like that. I don't know. I don't mind it at all.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
but yeah, this stuff, yeah, it's okay. I know
okay.
some people would be disappointed with these nugs this size. This is more like BBs, you
Okay.
know. So
Okay.
but yeah, let's see here something. I wanted to there we go. Some more smells.
Nice. Yeah. Break those essential oils in those trichomes. Yes. Release them.
Yeah, no, that smells good. That smells like weed. That smells like weed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good. All those things now just more, you know,
Amplify.
got amplified. Yep, exactly. So
Okay. Okay. Very fair. And is this isn't a strain you've tried before? Have you smoked Burnwell before?
I have smoked Burnwell before. I remember enjoying. I don't remember what strain I smoked. It's been a while, but I have
Okay.
smoked their stuff in the past.
Okay, excellent. And Burnwell for everybody is in the middle tier, definitely super, super, super consistent. I've actually never tried the True Pebbles from them. So I'm excited to see what you think, JG. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
And then I am going to be smoking the Tropical Biscotti Sundae from Western Culture. This is something we didn't get a chance. Leah didn't get a chance to feature this on the podcast like a week and a half or a couple weeks ago. I am going to do it just before we run out of it in the top shelf. Once again, this is from Western Culture. This is a new strain from them. And I'm going to repeat, it's a Tropical Biscotti Sundae. It is Sunset Punch cross with Biscotti Sundae. Literally heard of neither of those. But the most important thing, we don't care what the genetics are. We care about the terpene profile that is going to be in front of us today. I'm going to go ahead and rip this open. Let's see. Also, they put the label at the tear mark. So now when I tear this, the label is going to be completely gone. So definitely minus points on that. Because now it's like, sure, I have the name, but I don't know anything else from the bag. I love the fact that it's a bag and that you can feel it and that it's resealable. We love that. So once again, let's see. We have Tropical Biscotti Sundae. What a name. Let's see. Can I get this open? Probably not. And the only thing sadder than that is now I'm gonna have to cut the label even more. I don't even know if I'll be able to see the name afterwards. Let's see. How many licks does it take to get to the Western Culture opening? Let's see.
Never good when you got to get the scissors out.
Look, you know,
Yeah.
especially after last week. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's sour. I have to write that down. It's sour. It's very earthy as well. A lot of the times it's like earthy and spice, whether it's cardamom, clover, nutmeg. This is like sour, then earth, like almost like woody, like maybe like, yeah, earth, like sour grass, then earthy, then woody, like woody sweet, like a cedar, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But I would say in that order: sour, grass, earthy. And I know I said sour grass, but it smells good. You know what I'm saying? It genuinely does smell good. And then sweet wood like a cedar. Like I say, as always, you know, you have your sample form. This, like I said, it's got to be the first thing you write. It has to be the first thing you write. Because when I come back to this, no matter what the name is up here, this is the first thing I must look at. I know anything I write on this form relates to this smell. It does not matter what the name of the strain is. Now I know every time I come across something that smells like this, it's not going to be because it affected the bud tender that helped me choose it. It's not going to be because my friend likes it. It's going to be because it's the way it affects my endocannabinoid system. Period. 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 And that's just a fact. Pay attention to the patterns and not the potential. Focus on yourself and understand how things treat you. You shall be okay. Actually, you shall be fine. It just takes a little bit of homework if you are that concerned about finding what works for you. I have people come in and they rip their hair out trying to find what's going to be perfect for them tonight. And it's like, yeah, you could have solved this 5 years ago if you've been paying attention this entire time. Quite literally, quite literally, quite literally. Literally cut out the middleman. Do it for yourself. And I'm Malcolm in the middle, mind you. But nevertheless, we're going to take these buds out of this bag. Oh, that little guy just wanted to go for a ride. And you know what? That's okay. But as you can see, they're really powdered. This kind of reminds me of the spiked punch with the Larry OG and the GDP genetics. You know, it really does look great. It looks fantastic. It looks a little frosted. You know, it's got beautiful trichomes. I will say the texture, it's dry. Yeah. It's a little dry. You know what I'm saying? You heard that, but I do have keep on my fingies, you know, which is a good sign. I do think there's a little bit of, you know, progressive growth hormones that are used. And they slang term for that is PGR. When it's really like a circle and like a rock, but it doesn't look like a natural bud from a plant. A lot of times those are progressive growth hormones trying to make their yield a lot bigger, get more top colas. So those are little things you can look for that are just like, oh, that's a sign. Like they may have used, you know, growing hormones in this. Does that mean it's the end of the world? No. Does that mean that it's as pure as it could be? No. You know what I'm saying? Or yes, it's not as pure as it could be. Yes, that's what that means. But anyways, I am going to decide to roll this up. Today, I'm going to be rolling it up for the Afghan Hems. I am going to roll a joint for my good pal and fellow colleague from the cannabis industry and best friend who unfortunately passed this morning. Shout out to my nigga NESS, and I shall love you forever, my dear friend. And he was such a scholar and such a stellar advocate for the cannabis industry. And we shall miss him dearly, and definitely sending prayers to his family and his lovely wife, Sheldon, who I got the pleasure to be their best man at their wedding this past summer. Ness was always caught rolling up a beautiful joint, or Zag to be exact, and kept him in a little tin, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out. And also just on that note, remember to thoroughly live your life to the fullest, and it is not promised. He battled brain cancer stage 4 for about 2 years before he joined the lovely man upstairs, for those who are religious. So, you know, this one I shall light for my man Ness. However, we shall jump back into this. So far, Billy, how are we feeling on that Budco?
Super fire. It's really, really smooth. It's like the hit itself is sweet, but yeah, really easy to smoke, definitely. And okay. Yeah, just tastes good. It like smells good. Definitely really surprised too on how smooth it is. Like I feel like I haven't had bud in a while that has like been like that easy to smoke. Maybe it's because of the bong too and not like a blunt, but okay. No, yeah, it's nice. I like it. Effects, I'd say definitely more chill. Just like relax.
Okay, scale of 1 through 10, how smooth would you say?
Smooth?
Yep.
I'd say like 9.
Wow, nice. Okay. Okay, I love that. Immediately. And how many hits have you taken so far? What do you think?
I smoked pretty much like that whole like little second nug. There's like the big one and then like a smaller one.
Okay.
So decent amount. I'd maybe say like a fifth or so yeah, like a fifth of a gram.
Okay. Did you grind up the nug?
Just like hand did it.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. No problem. Now, immediately, is this something, because of how smooth it is that something you would recommend smoking with others? Would you want to bring this to a public setting? Would you want to smoke this by yourself? Is this something like a head stash kind of flower product?
I'd say all of the above. I mean, like if you wanted to share, you totally could, but it is kind of like a top tier. It's not super cheap, you know?
Okay. Okay, perfect. I have another thing later on that I'm going to ask you for sure, just to bounce back on that. Immediately, is there anything you would you wish you had so far that strain is not giving you, especially at this hour?
I'd say more of just like a punch, like more of like a heaviness.
Okay.
You know, like the relaxed is nice, but like, I don't know. It's not advertised as an indica though, so it makes sense that it's just kind of more mellow. But
Okay.
I'm used to like a really good like indica that something that has like a punch to it, kind of just like chills me out, sets me out, you know.
Okay. Love that. Okay. And then, okay, so if we're looking for a little bit more of a punch, do you think that this is something you would smoke? Like we're smoking now, it's midnight, 12 o'clock. Would you recommend smoking something else? Or do you think you're going to smoke something else after this? Or do you think one more bowl of this and you might be good to go to bed?
If I smoked more, I'd probably be fine. But I'd say like right now, depending on what I'm doing or like who I'm with, like it could be good, could be bad. You know, like I think if I was just like party setting, like chilling with people, it'd be nice. I think it'd be good. But just by myself, maybe not the best. I feel like maybe something heavier would be better, especially late at night.
Okay, very fair. Which means that this could just be great for 5 and 6 o'clock. It doesn't have to be midnight. Okay, very fair. All right, thank you, Billy. And then Mr. JG, what are we thinking so far on those hits?
Good stuff.
You like it?
Yeah. It's nice and smooth. It's not like in your head. Doesn't give you the body tingle, nothing. Like it's just nice, mellow, smooth. Now that I've been through a whole bowl here of it, I'm like, it's got a nice mellowing effect to it. Very calm body thing that happens with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's not, yeah. Usually I like to smoke something now that would kind of smack me in my forehead, and give me that head rush and yeah, put me in a marshmallow state.
I love that. Marshmallow state.
But yeah, no, this is good though. This is a good, like, go to a concert, smoke this, like chill, like hanging out with people, smoke this. I like it.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is labeled as a hybrid, and it is in the middle tier. Is this something that you would recommend for smoking at midnight again, or do you think it's a better time slot for this?
No, I think it's better spent during the day.
That was quick. Okay.
For me, yeah, this would just be a matter during the day. I could picture myself smoking this, like if I was fishing from the bank at the lake or something, smoke this. Something that's not gonna make me fall asleep.
Okay, totally. And for those who don't know, JG is damn near a professional hook, line, and sinker. A gentleman with the know-how on the rough seas and water. JG, what's your favorite place to go fishing? Well, actually, don't give away your secret spot. Are you more of a freshwater or a saltwater kind of fisher?
Freshwater. Yeah.
Freshwater. Why do you prefer freshwater?
I mainly fish for salmon, steelhead, trout. Mainly salmon, steelhead now, but I mainly do that on tributaries. So,
what is a tributary?
Tributary is a river that feeds into the Columbia around here. So all of the rivers around here you can think of, the Washougal River,
right?
The North Fork of the Lewis, on up, whatever. All those are tributaries to the Columbia.
Okay.
A river that feeds into another river.
Okay, for those who are more novices as well, you also have a podcast where you discuss fishing.
We do. Yeah.
And where can they find that at? Is that up yet?
Yeah, we just started recording again and haven't put anything new up, but there are some older ones up there. You can find it right there at Relentless Angling.
Nice. Nice.
You search
Beautiful.
that, you'll find it. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
rock and roll. Love that. Immediately, what's your favorite salmon dish to cook after you catch? Go.
Shoot, you're gonna do me like that. There's so many. You know, I honestly, my favorite dish and thing to do with my salmon is make poke out of it. So I usually just freeze what I got and pull something I've already caught that's been frozen so that I can thaw it, and it's safe to eat that way.
Wow. Okay. That's actually a better answer than I expected. Poke was definitely out of left field. That's usually like a tuna realm or, kind of thing. But I could see that being great for salmon for sure.
Tuna poke is my favorite, but salmon poke is one. Yeah. I'll bring you some. How's that?
Well, I actually don't prefer raw fish.
Okay.
I'm not a big poke or a sushi guy. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
no, that's
Everybody's
fair.
like, what? You
Not
don't like
everybody
sushi?
is. I get it.
I know. But I would try it. Poke tends to have, does your poke have onions in it? Raw onions?
Yes.
Poke tends to. I would die. Don't ever feed me onions, ever. Don't put them in front of me. Don't hide them in anything. I'll die. I'll die.
We'll make sure we don't have an onion on it.
Yes. That's rule number 1 with Malcolm. No onions. No. That's the first thing I learned to say in Portuguese. Hey, yo, no come cebola. No. Don't. I don't do it. Okay, very fair. But thank you, JG. And as we have this rolled up, we got a little broken finger. You know what I'm saying? We got a little broken yaya. And when I do my dry pull, I like to snip off the end just to give us like a perfect little airflow. We have our filter. It's got our little M or a little N. That's actually a little S. Big shout out. And if your filter's never not in the middle, you can literally take any tool, push it over. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want Scooby Snacks, push it over and oh my God, voila, there you go. It's in the middle. It's like it's magic. Okay, but it's actually more grassy than it is sweet, but there is a sweetness there. It's probably about 20%, 30% sweetness. And I'm very excited. The way it broke up, it wasn't like kinetic sand. It was definitely a little bit more choppy. There wasn't a uniform grind. So immediately with the nug that I have left over, I wouldn't roll this again. This is something I would prefer to put in the glass. Just because it was a little bit more difficult to roll. And also, like I showed you on the screen when I squoze it, it was dry. So as I was trying to roll it, it was like trying to slide out the front side, trying to slide out the back side, creeping over the filter. It was just doing the most. So we're going to see, and I'm really anxious to see how this tastes. Tropical Biscotti Sundae just sounds ridiculous. I don't even know. It just sounds ridiculous. Let's see. It sounds like something I wouldn't order. Do you want a tropical sundae with a biscotti cookie? No, I really don't. I don't want a tropical sundae, period. I want a vanilla sundae, if anything, or a strawberry gagi. Okay, let's see. And of course, when we light our J, we're not lighting it and inhaling at the same time. We're not lacing the joint with butane. We light it, we let it catch, and then we put our lighter down and we jaja vivi. Here we go. Big smoke though. Ooh. Thoroughly enjoyed that flavor just now. Need to go back. Here we go. Smoky. No pun intended.
Big.
Wow. But and it's so funny. I just said it's vanilla forward. It's very vanilla forward. This reminds me of the Biscotti from Chronic when it first started coming out. Gassy, yes, but it's the vanilla. let's see. Yeah, smoke's very thick. I'm taking maybe a second and a half hit and I'm filling my lungs with just an average pull. I'm coughing because it's potent, not because it's irritable and not because it's harsh. As you can see, it's giving me a little joint afro, but I just lit this. It burns very quickly because it's dry. It doesn't have that waxy texture. It doesn't have that good moisture content to kind of slow down this burn immediately. Sure, when I get this, I'm like, tastes great. But then as soon as I pass it, I don't know if I'll be able to get this back. So I don't know if I would smoke this in a session, especially when it tastes so good. Now everybody's going to be, you know, hogging it, chiefing on it, and, you know, taking maybe one extra turn in the session. Real quick, when you're in a session and somebody is, you know, taking a little bit too long, what's the best smoker etiquette, polite way you say to be like, hey, it's supposed to be puff, puff, pass? Jason, what do you do in this predicament? What is one of your go-tos to be like, hey, man, we sharing or what?
Yeah, no, it's usually you gonna hit that or what? Let's go.
Love that. I love that. Like the person that keeps holding it and just telling the story, just talking, rambling.
I'm usually the one that ends up holding. I'm that guy usually. So
It's you, Jason. It's you. No.
I'll admit it. I get my mouth running and I forget that I even got what's going on. Yeah.
Exactly. You're having a good time. Well, you're having a good time. Okay, very fair. Billy, what's your way of saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's only supposed to be 2 hits. What's going on?
I feel like it would be more of like a look. I'd be like stink face. Hella.
And they look over and they're like, oh my gosh, Billy. You're right.
You know.
How dare I keep smoking this? I love that.
Right.
Okay. That's a great way, actually, because that's
Now
passive. Yeah, that's passive, and still you get the hint. Because it's like we're here for a reason. Come on. Pass the joint. Okay, very fair. But immediately, like I said, thoroughly enjoy the flavor profile. Don't really have any desired effects so far, but I feel them coming. I'm definitely feeling a rise, and it's coming from my legs. So yeah, I'm excited to see. Like I said, immediately, the only thing I don't really care for so far is the fact that this is a great flavor profile, but it's the moisture content, the cure, and how it broke up, you know, which also has to do with the moisture content. But Billy, how are we feeling? Has this high progressed in any direction in particular that it wasn't before?
You said Billy, right?
Yes.
Sorry, my speaker's so bad on my phone.
No, you're great.
I would say the high is still really, like super mellow, really chill. I was puffing on it again too. It burned really well, like up until the end. The ash was really clean too. I'd definitely say like overall, are we doing 1 through 10 right now too?
No, not yet.
Oh.
This is the last round before the 1 through 10.
Oh yeah. I would say it's still really mellow, easy smoke. I really like it.
Is this more of a head high or a body high?
Body high for sure.
Where?
Mm-hmm. Where? I'd say like legs.
Ooh. Okay. Now, is this a type of leg sensation that you would want to smoke after leg day, or
yeah,
is this a type of leg sensation that you want to stay seated and receive that sensation? Would you still want to be up and about on your legs, or no?
No.
Seated. Okay, nice. Seated. Okay, nice. Okay, definitely more of an afternoon high immediately. You know what I'm saying? For most people. If you do have an instance where you are not being held, do you feel responsible at all?
Do I feel responsible? I would say maybe.
Okay. If you gotta say maybe, then it's a no.
Okay, then no.
Yeah, because we're talking responsibility. I'm talking go through the airport, not lose anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, or be on time and gotta drop somebody off, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking responsible yaya. Or like in the kitchen cooking, got 1,000 things going on, making something from scratch, you have a date coming, that a stressful environment.
No,
Okay, very fair. Very fair.
No.
Okay, would you label this creative at all?
No, I wouldn't say so. Maybe if I was in like a different like mindset, but I'm kind of tired too. So I'm just like, you know, maybe if it was like the middle of the day, maybe could see it being a little bit creative, but depending on what I'm doing for sure.
Okay, love that. Okay. Okay, very fair. Thank you, Billy. And then Mr. JG, how are we feeling so far? How has that high progressed? And how smooth is that through 10? I meant to ask you that, how smooth it is.
How was it in through 10? Were you talking to me?
No,
No.
My bad.
Jason. You're good. You're good.
Smoothness wise, I give this nice an 8, 7, 8. It's really smooth.
Wow. Okay. And you're smoking out of it, and you're smoking out of a dry bowl too, so that's great.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's real good.
Okay, I love that. JG, have you ever lit your beard on fire?
Not yet. No, that's why.
Wow, knock on wood.
These
Knock on wood.
long things like this.
Yeah. What you need a Gandalf.
I know.
A long Gandalf. That
I have
is a
one that I
Christmas
broke,
present.
but yeah.
Oh no, I will say that's one thing about the Gandalf pipes. Very beautiful, but any piece of long glass like that is so delicate and so just cumbersome, very cumbersome. Because really, the only thing you can do is lay it on its side, and even I would never lay any of my pieces on the side if you think of it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if it has a base, I want it on its base. You know?
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. I actually don't own a very long Gandalf because I know. I know.
Yeah.
And especially once I'm under the influence and my dexterity is not as great as it usually is, or depending on the strain, of course.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. Now, is this sedative at all physically?
Yes. It is. Yeah. I feel it in my shoulders and my arms like a numbing effect.
Beautiful. Okay. Love that. I will say I smoked the Rainbow Sherbet number 11 and did an episode on it. Very heavy on the tricep area and my shoulders as well. And it felt great.
Oh, absolutely.
It felt great. I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Okay, very fair. Love that. And then is this something you might do you know how to roll?
What's that?
Do you know how to roll a joint?
Nope.
And that's okay.
Not very well anyway.
Okay, and guess what? You shall learn.
Yes, I will.
You can learn. There are wicked stoners out there who do nothing and they know how to roll. You can do it.
I'm sure I could. Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. And it's great to enjoy your own artwork. It's beautiful. It's functional artwork, which we love.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes. Also, did you know that over time glass actually warps because it's technically wet? Mm-hmm. I learned this the other time, like a window from or a glass something from 1920s. Yeah. Like now, if you look at it, it'll have portions of it that are just wow. Yeah, that's wicked cool because it's liquid and over time it's constantly moving because of whatever. I listened halfway when they were talking, but I thought it was really, really cool.
Sure. Yeah.
And I was like, does that mean that in 100 years my bong is just gonna be all of my pieces are just
leaning over?
Gotta pass them down to my children. Actually, no, only if they're grown. I can't give my glass to no child. No way. No. I'm gonna tell somebody else to take it until they turn not even 21, 30. Then you can get Malcolm's glass pieces. Then you'll understand. What's the word? How to take care of things. And my dad used to always say that. He said, "Dad, you kids don't take care of anything. You don't appreciate." Yes. It takes 30 years on this planet to appreciate something. That's a fact. to its fullest ability. That's definitely wrong. Anyways,
Yeah.
on this, thank you, JG.
Yeah.
But once again, I had the tropical biscotti Sundae. The second thing I wrote is that this is a joint worthy of NESS, my dear friend. This really is. But,
Good.
and I'll get back to that, but it has a very vanilla and skunky. There's a skunk, there's a funk there that I taste for sure, which could even be like cheesy almost, you know what I'm saying? And I know you're like, Malcolm, what? The vanilla and cheddar cheese, and you're enjoying this, but it is a high note of a floral mixed in there as well. It's why I love Mary Jane so much. There's so much going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not just one thing, you know what I'm saying? Like alcohol could never, come on now. Love it. Just so fantastic. Not even a mixed cocktail could give me as much flavor that this is giving me right now. And as great as an experience. Definitely social, definitely, you know, like I like to say, like engaged and uplifted, but the uplifting tendencies are here. They're not really from my gut. My gut's like empty. The uplifting tendencies are definitely here. Which is making me talk maybe a little bit more. My muscles surrounding maybe like my vocal cords a little bit more invigorated. It's very soothing to hear myself talk, you know what I'm saying? And to feel the vibrations of my throat, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm enjoying. Because I had a fairly quiet day today, which I definitely needed. But this is a joint worthy of NESS 1000%. He would have loved this. It burned very quickly, which, you know, is something that like I said, this may be like the one thing I could knock it on. It's also top shelf. That's going to be another thing I'm going to knock it on. But it's like a carefree ramble. It's prone to ramble, yes, but this is a very carefree, like anti-anxiety. I'm not really, you know, thinking about the future, which is a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Which is a great thing for this occasion. But, you know, smoothness on my smoke, what would I give this? I mean, I'll give it an 8 because I definitely was, you know, coughing, and that was because of, you know, potency, but it wasn't a 10 out of 10. And I'm saying that I'm engaged, but really, like, I'm not really looking at the screen, you know what I'm saying? My eyelids are so low, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just now realizing that. Is this a head high versus a body high? I will say that it's both, but the head high is way more potent. It's way more, you know, in the forefront for sure. As far as the creativity and just the overall euphoria, I have a lot of euphoria at the top of my head and like the back of my head. I'm kind of going on, and that's like guiding the stoniness. That's like a leading factor in the stoniness that's guiding the little march. Is this a, you know, uplifting or a sedating high? I mean, this is both. I'm sedated. If I was standing in front of anybody, they would be like, "You're high," and I'd be like, "Yes." I would have to say yes. Like I said, I do feel uplifted as well. The vibrations of my voice kind of nullify the uplifting tendencies. Once I'm quiet, they start to like rise again. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as I speak and I feel the vibrations in my chest, it's like a blanket. It's like it's almost like also like maybe distracting my mind subconsciously from the two differences. Quite unique. Really, really nice. Which means after this, Malcolm King is just going to be talking to himself. Love that. At least until I fall asleep, mind you. And then, is this a functional versus a not functional high? This is definitely not a functional high. I don't feel like doing anything. Therefore, this is not a functional high. It would be impossible for it to be. And I know that if I was prompted to do anything else other than what I wanted to do, I would get irritated or a little bit more, you know, or I should say, I definitely wouldn't favor it. Irritated is a very strong word. But, you know, I'm feeling the effects now. Like I said, I didn't feel it the first 4 hits, but I definitely feel it now. And this is, you know, I mean, I dig it. I definitely dig it. Okay. It seems as though it is time for the scale of 1 through 10. And would you buy that again and reminding people what it was? We're going to start out with you, Billy. What are we thinking?
It was the Gaschata from Budco. And I'd say a solid like 8 out of 10. It was really good. I liked it. It didn't really have like that bang that I needed though. You know, like I want something that's like super, super skunky and like stinky and like hits hard, you know. But it definitely was a chill one and it tasted good. It was smooth. So yeah, like an 8.
Wow, love that. Okay, now, is this something you would buy again?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'd buy it again. Yeah.
Okay, very fair. Okay, love that. Budco representing themselves fantastic again with the 8 out of 10. Love that. Big shout out to them for getting a new strain on our shelves. And I also, I was saying this on the other episode, Fireline. I would love to see Fireline come back. It's been a while. It's been a while, and they really put out some great stuff. Okay, thank you, Billy. And then Mr. JG, what are we thinking?
Well, the Burnwell.
Nice.
2 pebbles.
Nice.
Yeah, this thing came in at what, 27%, I think, THC total, and that's THCA, and that's why I'm feeling like I'm feeling. I'm like
no, you feel how you feel because of the
I feel like
profile.
I feel, but I know what THCA does, and it just mellows my body out. Like, yes, sir. Like that's why this shoulder thing's happening. I feel like yellow. But no,
I love that.
this is good. This is really good. I give this a solid 8.5, 9.
Wow.
Like I'd buy this again for sure. I'd recommend this. I like that. Yeah.
Love that. Okay. And that's in the middle tier once again as well.
Yep.
So it's definitely a good bargain. And you can still use your discount on it if you want to.
Yeah.
Whether it's your point system or whatever, what have you.
Sure.
So okay, very fair. Okay, thank you, JG. And big shout out to Burnwell. And there's actually not that much of that left. I think there's like 2 quarters or 1/4 and a half ounce. So get there and get to it. But thank you, JG. And then I had the Western Culture. This is the Tropical Biscotti Sundae. As far as the packaging, the cure and how dry it was, and being top shelf, immediately this is not going to be over an 8 out of 10. But, and it had little slits that I was there to rip and still didn't even rip properly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So number one, I'll tell you what, this is a 7.5 out of 10, right? I was looking to be mood enhanced and like kind of get like a mood boost as well for this session. But this is like missed the cue. It has the intention, but not the overall morale. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm up, but I'm not necessarily happy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more alert at this hour than I typically would be, but it doesn't mean I'm in a better mood. I'm just thinking more about the things I was kind of trying not to, in a sense. Does it feel good to be high? Of course. It feels good. You know what I'm saying? With this, I am undeniably high. Can't say I'm not. Like I said before. But this is definitely not something I would recommend for this type of day. This is not something I would recommend to unwind at all. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't unwind to this. This is maybe something, if it's, you know, let's say 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and you're like uploading videos or you're, you know, video gaming and, you know, you need to be that a little bit more alert or, you know, but still feeling something, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you want to play video games, which you can do sober, but you just like the body euphoria surrounding you while you do it. And everybody smokes for different reasons when they game as well. Some people, it makes them focus more. Some people, it's just because they're playing for fun. It's whatever. And it's great. But other than that, I can't really understand what I would smoke this for. I just really wouldn't have this in my repertoire, especially when it's, you know, a little bit dry and grown the way that it is. So, like I said, with that being said, this is a 7.5 out of 10 for me personally. I think this would be great for somebody else. And maybe If I tried this at another point in the day, I might, think differently of it, which is why we're going to do this one. And then when I try it the next day, or whenever I get a chance to try it during the daytime, we'll see if this suits me better. That way we can compare. And also, if you are doing that, of course, there's a slot that says, when did you use this product? You can put your time there, but in bold letters, I'll write night and then I'll write day, depending on what time or I wrote it. Because really, that's the overall conception. Do I care if it was 12:47 versus 3:53? No, I just need to know it was either at the end of my day or it was at the beginning of my day, period. But this is something that I would recommend. I can't say that I wouldn't recommend it, because I would recommend it for that type of experience for sure. I'm gonna cut myself off from rambling. And would I buy this again? Absolutely not. No. Like I said, this is something that I wouldn't have in my repertoire, period. And there's other things from that farm in particular. Usually we have more than one thing from a farm. So if they got things in, I would probably get something else over this for sure. Because y'all seen the episode with the Devil's Peak, both of them. This, I am like holding on to the tiniest. It's named Devil's Peak, but it's like a devil's advocate, naughty, like very sedated, very sarcastic, like it's like a late night. I literally said it's what you smoke when you want to get on your girl's nerves. That's the best way I can describe it. You just want to be a big kid. You literally just want to be a big kid. This is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous. At least in the hands of an Aries, this is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. But late night only. And they have that listed as a hybrid. I recommend that for late night only, because you should not be opening your mouth in public when smoking that. There's no way. I would get in trouble and say something I definitely shouldn't. So I recommend the Devil's Peak for Western culture late night only. Very naughty, in the best way. And it seems as though this has brought us to a close. I want to give a big shout out to my coworkers and colleagues for coming on and partying. A big shout out to the entire North Carolina, and R.I.P. to my dear friend NESS. You will be missed, and I love you, and I shall continue to have your spirit live through me. Rock and roll, praying for your brother and your family. And like I said one more time, Sheldon. And we hope to see you all next time. Remember to stay high and humble. Peace out, y'all. Peace.